All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Florida Stacker back with you, and I've got a good one to cover today. All right, so I first covered Uranium Energy Corp, that's stock ticker UEC, back in the spring of 2021. And since that time, the stock has exploded upward on increased momentum and demand for abundant and clean energy production. All right, so in response to the renewed calls, you're hearing them louder than ever for cleaner energy production, and now even further propelled by a war in Europe. Uranium ore prices, well, they've been soaring once more. And like other commodities, namely in the energy space, more gains are expected as inflation and supply chain woes continue to increase. All right, so a little bad news there, driving energy prices higher, and we are looking to take advantage of that here as investors. So companies operating in the uranium space were already moving fast to profit on these gains we've seen over the last 2 years. With demand increasing further now during this time of conflict, many companies in the space are looking to move even faster to produce at these increasing profit margins per pound of ore produced. All right, so as the value of ore goes up, so do those profits for these companies that are already operating. And that point there brings into focus how this all gets financed, right? As uranium ore producing companies are pretty limited, right? There aren't very many of them operating, namely here in the United States. And those that are operating are looking to scale production with speed in an inflationary economy. All right, so for fast, fair, and adequate financing in the uranium sector, many companies turn to Uranium Royalty Corp, which is today's featured company and the first full-purpose uranium royalty company in existence. All right, so we've got a real unicorn here in Uranium Royalty Corp, or stock ticker symbol UROY, listed on the NASDAQ here in the United States. And this company brings similar royalty and streaming financing to the uranium mining sector, like you would expect with royalty and streaming companies dealing in the precious metals mining sector. All right, so only the explosiveness here of uranium in a bull supercycle, which we could be on the cusp of looking at the charts, blows even the moves we saw in silver in the past way out of the water. All right, so uranium during its last cycle from 2001 to 2007 witnessed a peak 3,500% gain. And by all accounts, things are setting up nicely for another big run on lower inventory, increased demand, as well as pressure, namely here in the United States, to become more energy independent. That really on the backs of this new global tension. All right, so it wasn't my best work, but I did cover royalty and streaming companies a little less than 2 years ago here on my channel, so I'll go ahead and post that. If you look, there should be a bubble that pops up above. Clicking on that pop-up above will take you to that video, but you can also access it after watching this video down in the video description section. I will have that link down below. Now, let's go ahead and give you the quick cliff notes. That is on what royalty and streaming companies provide, and that is financing to mining companies at favorable rates. And mining is considered a pretty risky venture. So one way that these royalty and streaming companies hedge the cash that they're loaning out to these mining operations is to include in their contracts a return of the actual physical product being mined as a potential form of payment. Okay, it's not always the case, but it can be written into the contract that these mining companies provide actual uranium ore to Uranium Royalty Corp. Okay, we'll talk about that here in a little more detail in a minute. That's actually a pretty great angle to have if you look at the market today, and you also expect to see prices increase higher as the years progress. All right, so if you're able to, purchase available ore on the market and or receive available ore as a form of payment, that's only going to increase in value at a quicker rate than those dollars that you would receive in payment. I think that's a pretty good idea, and also a way to diversify as a company. Now, I absolutely love royalty companies, especially today during a time of low interest rates or cheap money, which does allow strong businesses in the uranium space to gain financing more readily to meet the supply demand. Okay, this is very supply and demand driven, what we're seeing in the prices here. Let's take a quick look at two of the prime projects Uranium Royalty Corp is involved with, beginning with the world's largest high-grade uranium mine, the McArthur River project located in Saskatchewan, Canada. Okay, so this project includes the fully developed McArthur River mine with ore grades averaging around 100 times that of the world mining average. Okay, I don't know about you, but 100 times the world mining average sounds pretty good to me. And this mine is capable of producing upwards of 18 million pounds per year. So not only high grade, but also pretty good quantity coming out of the ground there. With uranium trading north of $60 per pound today and mine operating costs here at the McArthur River project of around $14.76 per pound between the two companies operating on the site, I think this is clearly a favorable site and partnership for Uranium Royalty Corp as ore prices continue to rise. All right. Now, this particular royalty represents a 1% gross overriding royalty on just over a 9% share of uranium production on the site, with the option for Uranium Royalty Corp to receive physical uranium as payment. Now, I touched on that earlier, so I guess it really depends on what the market looks like. You have the opportunity to accept cash or uranium, and the royalty company gets to make that decision. So the Cigar Lake or Waterbury project includes a fully developed producing mine also located in Saskatchewan, where a joint venture between 4 uranium mining companies is currently taking place. Now, this site has an estimated uranium reserve of 165 million pounds at an average grade of nearly 16%. Okay, so one of the 4 companies operating at Cigar Lake is uranium mining company Orano, which possesses an overall 37% stake at this site, so more than a quarter of the grounds. This high-grade uranium producing company is currently paying 10% to 20% net profit interest, or NPI, on a 3.75% share of overall uranium production by the company. So terrific cash flow for Uranium Royalty Corp with this particular project. As the cleanest and greenest fuel source on the planet, uranium is once more in favor in areas of the world that previously went away from nuclear power. Western Europe is an area of the world that comes to mind, a region of the world that is, with a strong reliance on Russian oil and natural gas, a region of the world that relies on this energy that also now finds itself at odds with Russia, politically speaking. All right, so further investment in nuclear energy powered by enriched uranium would not only offer abundant clean energy to the people of Western Europe, but also create an opportunity for those nations to no longer be reliant on certain countries and leaders of those countries that may create a little tension in the world, if you know what I mean. All right, so to end on that note, Uranium Royalty Corp and the aforementioned Uranium Energy Corp continue to lobby the United States government to allow mining here in the United States, namely in Texas and Wyoming, in order to create a domestic market for uranium. As of 2021, approximately 90% of uranium ore that was used here in nuclear-based power plants. Okay, that was all imported. 90% of that was imported, and there are many that would like to get away from that. Now, in order to posture for future demand and even higher prices for better profits in the future than can even be seen today, Uranium Royalty Corp has also been adding to its physical holdings of uranium ore. Yesterday, March 28th, 2022, Uranium Royalty Corp announced that it has made additional uranium concentrate purchases commitments, and those commitments total 200,000 pounds at an average cost of $58.40 per pound. Deliveries of this ore are scheduled throughout April and May, and with this purchase, that will bring URC's physical stack of uranium ore up to 1,548,068 pounds at a weighted average of $42.20 per pound, or approximately $16 per pound under spot. So if you like what you've seen with this commodity and, you think energy prices are going to continue to rise, I mean, we've seen them rise rather dramatically lately, and you believe that we will continue to see inflation rage on, then you may want to take a look at this company in a little more detail. I'll have links to Uranium Royalty Corp all down below. So go ahead and check those out, learn a little bit more about their investments, some of the other projects they have going on, their current stock performance, etc. That's all down below. Don't just take my word for it, folks. Do your own due diligence when it comes to investing your hard-earned cash. All those links, once more, will be below. So thank you to Uranium Royalty Corp for sponsoring today's video. Thank you to all my viewers for watching today. I really do appreciate all your support for my channel and work, and I'll be back soon with more precious metals content, including a visit to a small, locally owned coin shop this weekend where we'll discuss the economy, how business is going with gold and silver here in the Central Florida area, namely with today's prices and premiums, that and much more. So thank you again all for viewing today. Details down below, and I'll catch you soon on another precious metals focused video.
Thank you for watching our video. I hope you subscribe to our YouTube channel.